one.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, how are you?
Great.
Push it.
I admire your culture's success in America.
Thank you.
Bum, 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 bum. Come on, Olympics of suffering right here. Slavery versus the Holocaust. Come on.
Who am I supposed to be?
It's gonna percolate. No. Well, that was inadvertent. We didn't actually plan that.
Don't turn on red signs. I'll turn on red when I damn well want to, Johnny Law. I have to think that I saw it on Mulberry Street.
Pointless throwaway sin is pointless and thrown away like critical thinking in a Candace Owens video.
You really have to do that right now?
Yes, I do. I should have done this weeks ago, actually.
I'm not necessarily defending Dwight, but Jim was clearly having issues hearing Mr. Decker before Dwight started his shred-a-thon.
Okay, and what's your point? Jim was struggling to hear his client before Dwight started shredding paper, so Dwight shredding paper made it even more difficult for Jim to hear his client. How is any of this a sin?
So what I was saying... Hello?
If you thought hearing a dial tone was incorrect when someone hangs up on you, imagine having the gonads to play a dial tone when the hanging up is actually happening on your end. The phone is literally hung up! Where's that noise even supposed to be coming from?
A dial tone indicates that the phone is ready to place a call, so if Jim's phone is no longer connected to his client's phone, guess what it's ready to do? Make a call, which means that the dial tone is functioning properly here.
Why is Dwight shredding this credit card when it appears to be the exact same credit card he shredded mere seconds ago in the intro? Did it miraculously get put back together? How did the continuity department miss something so obvious?
Oh, honey, this is the scene from the intro. It's the same scene. How can a human adult be this f***ing stupid? Or maybe this was meant as a joke, in which case the sin is that it wasn't funny. Either way, this is a sin.
And that one call ends up being 25% of my commission for the whole year. So, I buy a mini bottle of champagne.
Given the circumstances, it may be more appropriate to buy a dozen eggs, so that you can keep them in one basket.
What's the sin here? That Jim keeps 25% of his eggs in one basket? And that's a mistake of the episode because... Oh, you don't have a reason? Okay.
We believe that 99% of the problems in the workplace arise simply out of ignorance.
The other 1% is leprechauns. Leprechauns.
If the workplace we're talking about is TVSins headquarters, then the problem is more like 50% ignorance and or stupidity, 30% dishonesty, 10% cringeworthy bullshit, 9% vapid nonsense, and 1% hitting on 10-year-old Emma Watson.
Black people are actually more racist because they hate the other type of black people.
I know everyone's familiar with Michael's racist incident, but Kevin's able to rehash this bit pretty much verbatim. I forget stand-up jokes, even the ones I like, minutes after I hear and laugh at them.
Yeah, but you're an idiot.
Every time black people want to have a good time, some ignorant ass...
No. I don't care that this was all the way back in 2005. I don't care that Dunder Mifflin is a dysfunctional company. I don't care that he's retelling a joke from a Chris Rock show. There's no goddamn way I'm letting my brain justify the fact that a branch manager just said this in front of a black corporate employee on camera and didn't get immediately fired, or at least shortly thereafter. Fire away in the comments, assholes, but I'm sticking with my series of no's.
I have to point out that Mr. Brown is not a corporate employee of Dunder Mifflin. He works for a separate company called Diversity Today, which was hired by Dunder Mifflin's corporate employees. However, you're correct to say that Michael would almost certainly have been fired for this, or at the very least put on probation. I'm not going to add or subtract any sins here.
Also, it should be pointed out that this show is super uncomfortable to watch. It is funny at times, and maybe that's the point, but I'm still giving it a sin for making my skin crawl.
It's called cringe comedy, and while not everybody enjoys that type of humor, I'm sinning the hypocrisy in this sin. TVSins and CinemaSins use cringeworthy jokes all the time, but at least The Office can be funny with it.
What is a hero to you?
A hero kills people. People that wish him harm.
Dwight is clearly a DCEU fan.
Jeremy makes a pop culture ref.
The only reason why I made copies for everyone was so that you wouldn't be embarrassed.
If this were true, couldn't you have just met with Michael one-on-one from the start and no one would be wise?
But then everyone would have seen the diversity guy meeting with Michael one-on-one, which would have embarrassed him all the same. It's also possible that corporate wanted the diversity training for everyone, but only needed Michael to sign the form.
In this way, I can truly be a hero. Signed, Daffy Duck.
Taking Looney Tunes in vain. Also, considering how different the name Daffy Duck is from Michael Scott, and that diversity dude was sitting right there watching him sign this, with this moment being his sole stated goal, how did he not notice that he signed the wrong name immediately?
The fact that he didn't notice suggests that he wasn't watching Michael's pen as he signed the form. I mean, seriously, do you think he was staring at the signature line as Michael was writing?
But I'm also the founder of Diversity Tomorrow, because today is almost over.
How did he film this without anyone else in the office knowing? Even if it was during lunchtime. Every office has one or two disgusting non-health conscious people that eat at their desk.
The weird thing about this sin is that the show never suggests that nobody knew about this. It only suggests that most of them didn't know about it. So even if the company has those one or two people who eat lunch in the office, this still checks out.
There's this great Chris Rock bit. I'm not going to do it, but
It's...
What changed in the last few hours since Michael was so oblivious that he did the Chris Rock bit that got him in trouble in the first place? Why has he suddenly learned his lesson when the whole point of the episode seems to be that he is learning nothing?
When Michael did the Chris Rock bit, everybody in the room yelled at him, and then Mr. Brown had a one-on-one conversation with him. So it's not that Michael is learning anything, it's just that he now realizes there are consequences for his actions.
At the beginning of this game of That's Racist, Michael had them draw cards randomly, so why does Meredith's card have her name written on the back of it?
That's actually a good sin. Damn, well done.
What are you watching?
Chappelle Show?
Really?
Yeah.
I think she really likes this stuff.
Great. She's cute, huh?
Yeah, she's engaged, but...
Oh, no, the girl in the sketch.
Oh, what's really going to bake your noodle is that Karen, the girl who Jim eventually dates in a few seasons, is played by Rashida Jones, whose acting job before The Office was, you guessed it, in sketches on Chappelle's Show. I'm pretty sure this is just a sin for the space-time continuum. May it rest in pieces.
Jeremy hates fourth wall breaking because it sends his microscopic brain into Chernobyl mode.
Ah, come on. There's no way Jim would be able to stand up right now.
Jeremy implies boner.
Black. You're black.
Jesus, just stop, Ron.
I'm terribly sorry. I don't know why I can't stop saying black. The word black.
Hello, Mr. Burgundy.
Black.
Stop.
Black.
Stop saying black.
Black. If I don't say it, I'll pass out.